jumps on the guy. Sergeant Payne.
A flying crossbody from Ron Jeremy. Most athletic movies ever done.
Sergeant Payne gets on top of the guy and poses. The next thing I know, I'm getting choked right down. It was Phil. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, you all right? I'm like, what the fuck are you choking me for? He's like, I'm just trying to get you off. So I'm outside. Here's Timmy. You got a cigarette, Joe? I smoked at the time. Here you go. I don't even want to smoke tonight. Now you got me smoking. And he's outside screaming. They got French doors in his bar, you know, with the little squares. So he's taking off his pants again. Now he's wiggling his dick in the window. Snitsky was in there. He was friends with Phil. Now all of us are getting thrown out. One after another, you see us all coming out. Bobby G's all disgusting. He's like, you jerks. Look what happened in here. I couldn't even finish my drink.
I was having a delicious Merlot.
Smooth must have fucking comes out. He's bleeding his hand. He must have cut his hand on a bottle. He's like, you know, you guys, GQ is there. Get out. All he's out.
The human beef jerky?
We're outside. And somehow we all went down like did the Sid Vicious pose. Snitsky's walking by shaking his head with his girlfriend. He leaves. I'm sitting there with Smooth. Next thing you know, Timmy and somebody else went to the pizzeria right on the next block, and they started fucking fighting there. Smooth was like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go to the Red Rock where we can fight some more. And then that night was just Sergeant Payne said it best. He's like, we're worse than any gang. And we went out there and we didn't give a fuck.
I'm gonna say,
really didn't give a fuck.
If you guys think about it for a second, what got this person thrown out of a bar was a fart.
Well, that was the final. It's stunk.
Right.
It's
That's what I'm saying. Could you think about how bad a fart must smell to be able to kick somebody out of a bar over it? For that to be a final straw. That, to me, absolute insanity. Why don't you hop in with the story of Timmy's wedding with Red?
Which one? What story of Red?
In Puerto Rico.
I know.
The hotel room.
The hotel room of Red?
Yes, I don't want to give away the punchline. You guys are trying to get him laid.
That was in Puerto Rico.
What was it? Oh,
that was his bachelor party. That was in the city.
Okay.
So his bachelor party, again, this was the night that I think the Red Rock got closed down because of the brawl we had in there and the girls bleeding. But before that, we all met at Smooth's and we hired a prostitute for Timmy's bachelor party. She comes in, Smooth's walking around naked with a condom on, you know, doing his thing like he's thinking he's Ric Flair. And Red's a virgin, so I don't remember. I know Juan was there, Timmy, me, Smooth, maybe little Richie Tyler. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe. There's some other guys there. So we send Red in the bathroom, and we're all listening because you know Red don't know what the fuck. Am I getting off here?
No, it's the next one.
So you hear him.
Oh, it is this one actually.
I never did this before, and they put like a purple condom or a green condom on him or something like that, and you hear the hooker's like, look at that, you're gonna lose your virginity to me tonight, and all this stuff.
Dirty talking him?
If you could call it that. Yeah, that's what I remember from that. I mean, I remember afterwards with Timmy in the bar telling the girl that girl left. I was like the only guy that didn't do anything with that girl. I don't know why, I just didn't. I wasn't dating anybody at the time. I just guess didn't want to be number 6 on the list or 5 on the list or whatever it was.
Sweet Christmas.
And who's their list?
Ike Bruiser's in, John Capelli. Corinne, hey, how's it going, Corinne? Jumped in at a perfect time.
Getting back to the Tim thing of the bachelor party, later that night we went to the Red Rock. I think we met up with Joe Delicious, who's gone. Another guy that's gone.
Yeah. Another one, I forgot about him too. Another one. Again, really unfortunate circumstances.
Flex, we met up there, maybe Jorge. And, we're drinking at the Red Rock. They know us there. And the bar was emptying out at this point. So we start leaving, and I see Timmy there talking to this guy and his girlfriend. Do it again. The guy's like, oh, my girlfriend's not doing it again. Go away. I said do it again. And then I'm there. I'm like, yeah, we start chanting do it again or something like that. One more time. I don't remember. The guy or the girl takes the drink and throws it at Timmy. You know. All mayhem he's throwing. I threw a punch. I don't know where it landed. I know it landed. I don't know where it did.
I don't know where it landed.
At the time, I didn't. They said, Phil worked there as a bouncer. He said that they had me taking a stool and throwing it. I didn't do that. I remember Flex, or Joe, who were big guys, grabbed Timmy and they couldn't hold him. He was just going crazy in there. The bouncers were all trying to throw us out, and there's a back door at the Red Rock. we go out to smoke. So we went out the front, and I'm walking around towards the back. I see this girl walking. Her face looked like the Joker. There was blood pouring out of her mouth, and I was like, oh, now I know where my fist landed. I felt so bad because I didn't mean to punch her. I didn't know who the girl was. She just happened to be standing there. And that was like one of the last times I think I was at the Red Rock. I think they closed not too long after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Timmy, always, no problem starting a fucking riot, literally.
Yeah, just again, to me, the thought of Timmy clearing out or getting cleared out of a bar from like fucking nearly shitting himself is just a ridiculous notion. But again, if you knew Timmy, you knew he was capable of anything like that.
I when he passed away, I remember looking at him in the coffin. I was like, man, I couldn't believe he was gone.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's kind of been the case that it's been for everyone that we've known, man. Because it's just they're all so fucking young.
Timmy was, I think he was 2 months younger than me. I don't know how long he's been gone now. 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah,
maybe
about.
He was 14 when
So 4 years.
Almost 4 years?
14.
Wow, Jesus. Ian the year before that.
Ian. I know we've ripped on Ian here for quite some time, but Ian played a serious, role in the early stages of Warriors of Wrestling. I remember cutting up in creating the tickets. No, people just commenting with stuff.
What are they commenting?
Scotty Cerriti, quote, landed somewhere.
I mean, it did.
That's right. This is what happens in a business that attracts so many broken people. It's like, yeah, it's the truth, man. This is really
You said, we said that how many people, ended it. Don't forget, we were running for 11 years. I've been in wrestling for 20 years. In that time, if we were only talking about 3 or 4 weeks, probably gonna no issues. But after so many years, you're gonna have stuff like that.
No, but see, that's the thing, man. Like, if I think about it, like in my personal life, or even in like the music scene that I grew up in, or fucking all the drug addicts that I hung out with in high school, none of them are dead.
Dude, I bet there is some.
Nah, I've kept up with a lot of that shit. None of these kids are fucking dead. There's that. There's.
What are you, 30?
31.
Give it a few years. There's got to be people from your high school that have passed on.
Yeah, but not people that I knew. I knew a lot of people. No one that I knew that really passed on. And I can go into like...
I'll be honest with you. Up until when I was in high school, you would hear people drunken and drinking and driving accidents. And
yeah.
Not many, but you hear a few.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the last few years, and maybe it's because of social media where it's easier to hear stuff, I've heard more people overdosing or car accidents or any type of...
Yeah, definitely.
So... Maybe before 30, I didn't know this.
I know, and again,
there was really no social media.
This is a terrible thing to say, but it's funny to me, and maybe you're in your dark humor, you'll find it too. There was a kid I went to high school with that I think he's out of the wheelchair now, but he was in a wheelchair for a while after an accident. I don't know what his name is.
Matt Capel?
No, his name is Walker. He's in a wheelchair.
So,
oh, come on.
So,
that's pretty fucking funny.
So, high school, senior year, end of the year, this time of year, June, some guy was talking. Some guy started dating my girlfriend, and I got these guys, these thugs, to go beat up this guy, and we fucked him up in the parking lot bad. I kicked his face one way, his face, the other guy kicked him the other like a ping pong ball. Fucked him up bad. Everybody was talking about it until an hour later, where a guy came into school with a hammer and beat the guy with the hammer. And my, everything, I was outdone. And you know the guy's name that fucking... hit him with the hammer?
Yeah.
His name is Armin. His last name was Hammer.
No fucking way.
You could ask Nick. When you see my friend Nick, you can ask him what happened when Joey, yeah.
That guy had a lot of fucking enemies.
I was pissed. I was like, fuck, man. Everybody was talking about me that day. I went in there. Because I was thrown out of school. Yeah. 3 hours later, 2 or 3 hours later, I was outdone.
Wow.
He didn't beat the guy that I beat up with the hammer. It was
somebody else.
Totally different.
I was going to say.
No.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It'd be like, that guy was at a whole lot of fucking...
The guy that I fucked up 2 weeks or a week prior, we were going to fight, and he had all his friends. I only had 2 guys with me, and we started talking. He's like, no, it's cool. And I looked the other way, and he fucking hit me. And I didn't expect it, and this is the only time I've ever been, and I mean, Jake, he hit me, I went flying, like off my feet. And then he started wrestling me on the ground where I defended myself, but he got me that day. I was like, all right, motherfucker, I'll get you, and I did. But yeah, he was walking into school with his fucking books out of his car, and he got pummeled.
There's nothing compared to the Hammer guy.
No, the Hammer guy.
The guy walking, God of Thunder!
And it's funny is some guy that I end up knowing years later, maybe 10 years later, goes, I'm working at this t-shirt shop in Howell. He's like, and there's a guy that was thrown or suspended at the whatever. It was the end of the year, but his name hit him with a hammer. You know what his name was? I said, let me guess. And I said it. He goes, yeah, how do you know? I said, and I told him my story. I was like, yeah, I know all these fucking people.
So speaking of craziness and fights, I think we can end this episode with the story that you were trying to tell last week, but we didn't have enough time of I think the last great WoW fight,
Johnny
Knockout. Was there anything after that?
No, I think we told the story. Oh no, he came back later that night. Everybody was gone, and the ring crew guys were there with me. We were loading up, and he came back in, and he's like, Joey, and I'm like, I thought it was one of the ring crew guys. I'm like, what? And there he is. He's like, oh. He goes, yeah, tell my nephew I'm out in the street drinking. I was like, what? And he puts his arms around me and goes, hit me. I said, what the fuck, hey, you hit me? And we started swinging at each other, and he caught me in the temple, and I was like, wow. And he didn't knock me out or anything. He didn't even really, it was a very even fight, but he caught me. And then everybody else broke it up. The Voice came in, and I think him and the Voice might have been dating. I don't know, the way the Voice carried him out of there. But, yeah, that was really the end.
No violence.
Yo, my man. I'm a wrestler.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I think that was the last big blow up that was had at Warriors of Wrestling in terms of like any physical violence going on with the locker room. But I mean, it makes sense considering it was somebody who was so volatile and everyone knows is kind of a shit.
Like I had this, but he had problems. He ended up moving to Florida with the Voice, and I think the Voice peed on the toilet seat, and he wanted to beat up the Voice for that.
For pissing on the toilet seat?
Yeah. And that was the breakup of their fucking friendship.
If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat. It's simple.
I guess the Voice wasn't neat. He didn't wipe the seat. But he had issues everywhere he went.
I think the Voice squats the pee anyway, so...
But I'm just... the Voice has his own issues. But I'm talking about Johnny Knockout.
Yeah.
The Voice doesn't go and physically assault people. Johnny Knockout had problems in NXT or Florida, wherever it was, before it was NXT. He was rude to Arn Anderson that time. He just had problems everywhere he went.
Yeah, I genuinely think it's just a case of somebody who...
He wanted to fight Pete Simmons and Gleason's before all this with me happened.
The asshole Pete Simmons?
The asshole Pete Simmons. He wanted to fight Jason Cross, I think. People get mad at Cross. Like, he's like the most easygoing guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... Honestly, I think it's just one of those things where, like, if you completely...
Fear your father.
Well, if you completely lack any kind of social skills, it's the kind of shit that happens.
That's another Timmy story, because he was supposed to be on Timmy's podcast, the Black Heart radio show. Before Blog Talk Radio. And then he refused to go on there. So Timmy started taking clips of when Johnny Knockout was on MTV.
The true life, I have anger management issues.
And the mother's like, I know what your problem is, you fear your father. So Timmy cut it up, edited it, looped it. You fear your father. You fear your father. He just kept playing it over and over and over again. And that shit like Tim, that's the comical side of Tim Arson.
Oh, that and him getting drunk and going after bums at Madison Square Garden.
That video,
it's insanity.
I can't. I almost laughed. I almost pee my pants when I watched that. It's so
terrible. It's just...
I don't even know you. He goes, Johnny, you said I would never be at the Garden. Who's here now, motherfucker?
See, that's hilarious. We'll leave you guys on that up note. Timmy did, before his untimely passing, make it to the Garden. You know, rest in peace, Timmy Arson. Guys, feel free to check us out, warriorsofwrestling.com. WoW TV live on YouTube this Saturday night. Check us out in Staten Island at our home at Fun Station USA. For Extreme Heat, Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Classics.
Raven Seminar. The
Raven Seminar tomorrow, but Saturday, Raven will be there Saturday signing autographs. D'Lo Brown will be there signing autographs and wrestling, taking on Andros. Anybody else? Kelly Klein against Nikki Adams.
Paul Ellering.
Precious Paul Ellering. Gonna take the corner of the SOV so we can kick the shit out of them and then beat his old ass. Tommy Rich will be there signing autographs. Jesus, there's a whole lot of people coming down. You guys should be there, no reason. Follow me on all forms of social media at King of Chaos NYC. For the boss man and me, take care, you guys.